looking for renters here in New Zealand from offshore. That is what I am going to be talking about today, so that I will guide you on the things you need to get ready and what you need to do to get your accommodation sorted out from offshore before moving to New Zealand. You are welcome back to my YouTube channel. I remain your one and only out and about lady here in New Zealand. Anytime, any day, I blog about my life experience here in New Zealand so that you have a clue on what living, working, and studying here in New Zealand is all about. So my apologies, I'm going to be everywhere in this video as I am super excited because subscribers reached out to me requesting for this video. Uche, one of my subscribers, got a job in tech industry and he is moving here with his family. And also Tunde and Emma got student visa. They are moving with their family to start their studies by next month. So they need a family accommodation. A list of places where you can search for accommodation here in New Zealand. The number one place is TradeMe. So when you hop on TradeMe website, you create an account, you filter the information, the location, and you filter the capacity of the accommodation you're looking for. If you're after 1, 2, 3, or 4-bedroom house, depending on your preference. So you would see houses for rent there. And the second website I would recommend is Renty. So Renty is the one I like, and that's the one I usually use. So one thing with Renty is that when you fill in your details and the documents that is required of you to apply for those renters, it will be there. You can use it for multiple application, like you can apply for 1, 2, 3, 4 houses just by modifying your write-up there in Renty, because looking for accommodation here is really overwhelming, that you do not want to start from the scratch in each house application that you are doing. So the number 3 place you can look for house for renters from overseas is the community sell and buy it here in New Zealand. For example, there is Hokitika Sell and Buy It here. There is Hokitika Sell and Buy It Facebook page, and there is Christchurch Sell and Buy It community Facebook page. So you can join the community Facebook page on your preferred location or the location you are moving to in New Zealand, and have a look at people looking at breaking their lease. Yes, you heard me right. Like somebody might have like a 1-year rental contract, and 6 months into it, the person wants to move to another location and want to break the lease to give you the house and move. So you can go onto the community Facebook page to see some of the houses like that. So the 4th website I would recommend is the respective real estate agencies website. There are tons of real estate agents here in New Zealand. In fact, it is one of the booming industries. So you would just search for the different real estate agencies, and you can go one by one on their website, give them a call, send them an email, and tell them what you are looking for, your price range, the capacity, whether it's 1, 2, 3-bedroom flat, and that sort of thing. So that is all I could wrap my head around when it comes to places you can find these houses advertised. So let's go to the requirement. Number 1 requirement, and the most important of them all, if you ask me, is a proof that you can afford or pay for the said renters that you are chasing. And I would advise from my experience that it's better you use your employment letter if you are coming here to work in New Zealand, because in your employment letter it will state that you are coming for a permanent role. So the property agent or the property manager or the owner of the house will know, yes, there is inflow of cash, this person get paid this weekly or this person get paid this monthly, so he or she could afford to pay my rent weekly. And for those of you that are coming as students, you try and use your scholarship paperwork if you assessing scholarship, and from there they will see your weekly stipends, and also knowing that you can as well work here in New Zealand as a student when you arrive would be helpful. So as much as you can, if you have a saved fixed time deposit or physical money in your account, use all of that as a proof of fund that you can afford this house to pay your weekly renters. That's all they want to know. Here, nobody is keen, or nobody wants to hear your weekly stories that you will pay next week or you will pay the coming week. All the property managers or the house owners want is for them to get their alert beep that you are compliant and pay your renters as at when due. So use everything you have any physical money in your account to show that yes, you can afford the house. And you cannot really use your assets like properties you have overseas and things like that, because I don't think they are really keen. I know I have had one of you who was busy using his asset overseas, trying to use it to convince the property manager that he can pay for the house, and he has been unlucky. So what they want to see is the physical money sitting in your account. So the second requirement is an ID. You need to present an ID in the filling out the document that does say yes, you are who you claimed you are, your passport, your driving license. I usually use my driving license because I'm locally here, and also the driving license would help, or is like a requirement if they're trying to do a police check on you, because that would be easy for the police to run police check on you. Yes, you had me right. Police check is among the constraints why it is often very difficult for people overseas to get a house here in New Zealand, because it's going to be very expensive for the property managers and the house owners to run police check for you overseas. And even when they want to do it, you know how uncoordinating or unapproachable your police can be back home. They would want you to come and talk or to do something before they could do their work, which is required of them. So all of this could be an impediment why it is difficult for someone to get the renters from overseas. But at the end of this, before the end of this video, I will do a few recommendations. If you are not able to secure accommodation from overseas, just get yourself here, then you'll start working towards that. Okay, having said that, now to our fourth document that you require for your renters, and that would be 2 references from your previous renters, and they would trust the renters here locally. That is, if you've been renting for house here in New Zealand, or if you've been flatting or homestay or something like that, you can get a reference from any of the above mentioned that when you were living in the house, you were compliant with your weekly renters, that you were paying to the person that subletted one room to you, or if you have lived in a whole house yourself, the property manager in charge of the house you lived can forward this reference for you, and they will be needing about 2. And another one is like a reference from a friend. So this one is something anyone can do for you. It's just, will I say, it's like a shorty or something. So the friend would say, yeah, this person is credit worthy and will not default in paying and things like that. And for those of you that are coming as students, another tip that I will give you here, I know by the time you will be doing your application to get an accommodation here in New Zealand, you probably wouldn't know anyone. So if you are coming as a student, you can use the chaplain to do this reference. They will be more than happy to do it for you. So what happens after you lodged in your desire to get a renters here? So the property manager takes all those information in and reduce the risk of, because they don't want to have a complex job of chasing you to pay your weekly renters and a whole lot of that. So they will shortlist people that they feel met with the whole criteria and other criteria that I forgot to mention. Some do not allow pets like dogs, cats. If you have those, some property might state that pets are not allowed in the said property. And also some would go as far as saying smokers are not allowed in the property. So if you're a smoker or if you've got a pet, that might be an impediment that would affect you being shortlisted. So after shortlisting, and shortlisting is usually the property manager, if the owner of the house is not doing it by himself. So the property manager will present the people he or she shortlisted to the property owner, and the property owner would then further pick. Yes, I have been there. I have been presented to several property owner in this couple of weeks. Yes, you guys had me. I'm equally looking for a house. If you've been following me, that is my roof there. So this been on for 6 months on now, or 5 months on now. So I'm looking at moving from here. So after shortlisting me, and the property manager will tell me, you've got an amazing income, your husband has got an amazing job as well. So I think you guys met with the proof for fund. So I will present you to the house owner, and the house owner will now tailor it down to their most preferred candidate. So guys, that has been my story. So it's quite difficult to rent if you're local. Talk more of getting renters if you're overseas. Do not get me wrong, everyone's story is different. Things we are not, and renting was not this bad when I was in Christchurch. Is 1, 2, 3 house applications and I would get an accommodation. So I really do not know what is happening, but this is the situational report at the moment. So after being offered the house, if you are lucky to be the preferred candidate by the house owner, then you need to pay a fee called the bond. So the bond is usually 2 weeks renters. Yeah, that's what it should be, and it will be sent to I think I've forgotten what they are called, but it will be sent somewhere. The landlord won't have access to it, you won't have access to it, so the money will be there to the end of your renters. If there's any damage that you caused to the house that needs to be repaired, that is where the money for the repair will be taken from. And if at the end of your contract or renters there is no damage, the money will be released to you. And most times you are required to pay a week or 2 weeks upfront for your renters. So guys, this is what it is and how it is to rent here in New Zealand. And the tips that I will give you as a new person coming to New Zealand struggling with renters is for you to look towards doing flatting homestay if you are coming alone before your family join you. And if you must move with your family, try and be in contact with your local church here. If you're a Catholic, Methodist, depending on what faith you are, or if you're a Christian or any other community, school community, or just network, there might be something there for you, or the church community might offer you temporary accommodation for 1 to 2 weeks, or they might know of an elderly person that want to move to rest home that would like say come and stay at my place for 2 weeks. Then by then you would be settled, probably you'll have a job to show to property agencies that you can pay and things like that. So here in New Zealand, there are basically like 2 types of contracts: periodic and fixed time contracts. So in periodic, you are expected to just live in the house whenever you feel it's time to go. Within 2 weeks time frame, you let your property manager or the house owner know, and they will start making arrangements on getting a new tenant at their own cost. Whereas in fixed time contract, you might, depending on the agreement, it might be 1 year, 2 years, and if you want to exit the house before the expiration of your contract, the money for the advert and everything will be on you, because you are the one bridging the contract. So the two are obtainable, and it depends on what is the trend and what is happening in the rental and property industry as a whole. So periodic is getting more popular now because there are more people chasing fewer houses, so the turnover, and it is quite easy to fill in houses when a tenant. So guys, I hope this video will be helpful for the intended reason, and please do let me know if you have further queries in the comment section, and I will hop onto it and research if I do not know the answer and bring it up to your notice. And for other requests, I would be doing a video on renters, cheap renters for those of us coming here to holiday, how you can sort out your accommodation while holidaying here. And also the next video that will be coming your way, because of few people that will be moving here from my channel, I will be talking about how you can pack your food stuff and the food stuff that you shouldn't pack, because you can get them locally here. So I would be rolling out that video after this one. So as usual, use the comment section, and your out and about lady will be there for you. Bye for now.